Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing video to share with you guys. I already know what's in here because I have already unboxed it. In fact, I'm going to be honest with you guys. It arrived on Saturday, which is a couple of days before I'm actually recording this, and I've actually been carrying this knife all weekend, but I want to share it with you guys, and I have some thoughts on it, some things that I think you guys will find a little interesting, and then my predictions for the future a little bit, I guess. Thanks so much to my patrons for supporting me, and please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. I'm going to link this. In fact, I'm going to link a few different Microtech models down in the description. I want you guys to understand this before I open this up. These are going to get more obtainable. As of right now, these are kind of hard to get, but I can guarantee you this is going to be a more obtainable knife, you know, as time progresses. It's not gonna, I've watched these things go from being absolutely unobtainable to casually obtainable. In fact, I got an email notification from NC Blade that said, hey, we have these in stock. And I very casually, slowly strolled over to the website and purchased this without, you know, I wasn't in a panic. This is the Microtech MSI. And it's the Frag edition. Actually, I was really pumped to see that I could just buy this. This one it's two-tone apocalyptic and satin, M390 MK. But I was more than happy to buy, you know, this blade configuration, the way that it looks anyway. But yeah, I wanted the Frag version. I knew that I wanted an MSI, and honestly, I would have, you know, bought. There are a bunch of different variants, but I knew I wanted to get the Black G10 one. But yeah, this was pretty easy to grab. In fact, I think there's still a few variants kind of hanging around there. So these come in at $250. I want to talk about this because now I have an MSI and a Stitch, and I also believe the Stitch will become more obtainable. There's, you know, people are always ready to believe that there's like this conspiracy that Microtech is only making a certain amount and then like leaning back and laughing, you know, about everybody who's not able to get one. It is in Microtech's best interest to continue to make these until everybody who has one or wants one has one. They are going to continue to make more. Right now, they're making them as fast as they can, but they are also, you have to remember, they're making incredible amounts of Ultratechs and UTX-85s and Combat Troodons and, you know, a number of other models. They're making tons of them based on, you know, what they've seen, you know, the demand and everything like that. So it's not like they're laughing at everybody and haha, well, you can't get one. No, obviously they want everybody to get them. So as time progresses, these are going to get more obtainable. These are some of the best priced USA knives on the market right now, especially the MSI at $250 for G10, which I think is more than fair considering, you know, how much is going into creating these knives. It really is amazing. And then, you know, for some reason, I don't think this is a bad price. It's $300 for the Stitch. It's just like, why? Why is it $50 more, right? You can also pay $175 to get the polymer. It's like an injection mold plastic, right? Whatever you want to do. But as time goes on, these are definitely going to be more obtainable. So it's worth paying attention. I'll link down below a few different places where they've popped up. You guys can check, sign up for email notifications. You might notice, hey, does that Stitch have a larger ram lock? And the answer is yes, it does. Why? Well, this is an older Ramlock Stitch. In fact, this is serial number 59. I bought this from my buddy Lucifer, and I didn't even realize that was a thing, that the new Microtech Stitches have smaller Ramlocks like the MSI. And apparently the first few of these that they made, I don't know if it was the first 100, first 200, they had larger ram locks. Now, it's not any thicker. The amount of engagement, it's not any different, right? It's not like these larger ram locks are engaging a different way. No, they're literally just wider this way, right? But this way, they're the same, and the contact, the amount of material that is contacting the tang is exactly the same. So there's no difference there. But it is interesting. You might if for people, I guess moving forward, if you're looking at stitches and you're like, this looks a little bit different, or why is the pocket clip different? Is this ram lock stitch fake? No, it's not. But this was before they were putting the filler tabs on the other side, for the MB carry. So they just had a standard Microtech clip, and obviously no filler tab over here, and then the ram locks were a little bit bigger. So I guess that's how you can identify that. But moving forward, they will not look like this. The action is, the same between the two. I don't really notice that it's any more or less difficult to get a hold of. This guy is definitely a little bit more broken in. So after a while, if your ram lock feels a little bit, stiff, I guess, this one definitely did out of the box. This one was very stiff out of the box. And I was like, man, I don't know. The action doesn't feel like it's going to get any better. And a couple of days, it definitely did. It's way better. So they break in, don't freak out if yours feels like it's not, going to break in. They definitely do. But yeah, I wanted to kind of clear that up so that people aren't worried that like they're getting fake ones, or if you see an older one like this, that it's not like that. I mean, at some point we will start to see actual fake ones on the market, and that, there's nothing really you can do about that. But the other thing I wanted to talk about, and I brought this up to him, I'm a huge fan of what Original Goat is able to do with titanium and aluminum. They make their stuff in the United States, which is really cool. But they can machine on a pretty complex level. I mean, they're doing precision contoured textured titanium, which a lot of people who don't know any better don't realize how much more difficult that is to do than just a plain piece of titanium. At the very least, the machines that are required to do that are very expensive. It's not the same thing as just doing like a flat piece of titanium with a little design on it, right? So that's pretty cool that they're able to do that, because usually we don't see this from the United States. Usually this is something that you have to get from China. But not in the case of Original Goat. Now, they're expensive, right? But knowing that these are going to, I'm not speculating, I'm correct. It's just a matter of time. I'm that confident. I want to let you guys know. I'm correct about this. The MSI and the Stitch will become much more obtainable, to where it's almost like, going and picking out an Ultratech, right? They're everywhere. It will get to that point. And I think it's a really good idea for Original Goat to screw around with different types of scales. I mean, having a full titanium... Listen, if Microtech ever releases a titanium version of the Stitch or the MSI, they'll call it a signature series, whatever, and they'll charge us $800 or $900. It's something crazy, right? That's what they'll do. The hopes of us getting just a regular production titanium MSI or Stitch and having them charge $400 or $500 like they should is next to zero. There's zero chance of that actually being the price tag. So as many of these things as are out there, right? I mean, we're getting up there into. Do we have a serial number on it? No, just a date on this guy. But the number of these that are in circulation now is a lot. There are a lot of people with these things, and I'm certain that there are going to be plenty of people buying the less expensive versions with the plastic scales. Now that's fine, and it'll be cool for a bit, but considering the blade steel is still the same, it's the M390MK, I think a lot of people would opt to upgrade to titanium. Let's say if they're $250 scales or something like that. Well, if you start, let's say they're $300 scales, right? And you buy the $175 version of the MSI. You're looking at a $475 investment for a titanium MSI where everything's made in the United States. That's a pretty good deal. Now, I don't think the scale should be $300, but I'm going to let Original Goat decide how they want to price the scales. But yeah, I think that'd be a really good idea. I've just been extremely impressed with Original Goat. I am a super fan of the Microtech, Ram Lock series stuff. A lot of people were saying like, oh, there's a problem with the lock. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I have no issue with either of these locks. They are completely solid. They don't move. They don't whip. I have no idea. But I want to be real. I have heard a few people every now and then, you know, say, hey, you know, my ram lock, whatever, isn't lock. It's not locking up the way that I want it to, or it's slipping or something like that. I don't know what that is. I mean, I would imagine it's just like a certain percentage of failure rate, which is the same for any line of knives. So you know, send it back and have Microtech fix it. You know, it's under warranty. It shouldn't be doing that. So, but I don't have any issues with these. If I can get a titanium scales for these, we're talking in that situation essentially ideal EDC knives for me. I mean, I love these. I love that they're larger, that they're ambidextrous, right? That they have the opening hole. I like that the lock is strong and dependable over a long period of time because it utilizes a coil spring instead of Omega springs. There's a lot to love here. But you know, considering they start at a reasonable base price, which is amazing for Microtech, I'm just a huge fan of carrying. There's so much joy in carrying these knives. I love putting these knives in my pocket, especially the Stitch. But I've really enjoyed carrying the MSI, and they're gonna dominate my pockets over the next probably couple of months. But having some textured titanium scales, right? Really, I mean, that would really turn these into something special. So, I'm not saying, you know, that Original Goat has an obligation to make them. No, but I did bring it up with them. You know, I suggested, and they gave me kind of a you know, no confirmation or anything like that. But I think if you guys think that that's a good idea, then you should make yourselves known in the comments, right? If you're still here at the 12-minute mark in this video, you should definitely make yourself known in the comments. Anyways, like I said, these two will be linked down below. They may or may not be in stock at the retailers, but it's worth, you know, taking a look. Microtech knives in general also be linked down there. That's going to be pretty much it today, guys. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.